What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, aka the Fashland Expert, and I want to welcome you to episode 9 of All Hail the King. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new PvP team. The team up is going to be Captain Marvel and Modern Angel, and I've been waiting to show this special team up in an All Hail the King episode, and it's finally here. Now, if you happen to miss the podcast segment where I introduced this team up, you can check it out at helicarrier.com or click on the link in the description below. It's a good idea to check it out because it will set up this team as well as give you some details. With that being said, we're going to jump right into the action. And we do have the quick and powered ISO weight on Captain Marvel, so we can use Absorb Energy as a quick action. This will go a long way in pacifying Havoc, and we're going to see that in just one moment. Next, we're going to use our level 1 Photon Blast. And this is basically where this team really comes together. When you use a Photon Blast, you grant Rally to your entire team. This will cause everyone's next buff action to become a quick action. Now where this really shines is with Angel's level 1, Absolution. As we'll see in just a moment, Absolution is an attack, which counts as a buff. What this means is on Angel's turn you can use Absolution as a quick action, and then a second time as a normal action. This ability also has Rising Up, so when you use it you can give your team buffs like Strengthened, Focused, Fortified, and Agile. And you get to do it twice, so you could actually work out something with the Ionic Sledge, or the Blade of the Guardian, or possibly a combination. But we'll get more into the combinations after the PvP season begins. Now you just saw what happens whenever Havoc tries his Plasma Wave, and Captain Marvel has Absorb Energy. She not only stops it, she heals. So that's pretty epic, and now he has to wait a turn because of Kicks Like a Mule. Now I do have to say, if you have the Neurotrope, it will help out Angel a lot as well, because you're going to give him some of those finest hour buffs. Now besides those being amazing on their own, there is one more piece to this puzzle. Angel has a new Augmented ISO weight, which you can get in Season 2, Chapter 4, Mission 4. The Penitent Augmented ISO weight gives Absolution finest hour, so that means it deals increased damage when you have Strengthened, Focused, Fortified, and Agile. So now that it's Angel's turn, we're going to use Rapture, and then we get to use Absolution as a quick action. Angel and Captain Marvel both have lead the charge, and we'll focus on that a little bit later as well. But I will say, normally I reserve that duty to Angel and his Rapture ability. It's pretty interesting that Absolution is a melee slashing buff. That's what makes Angel so special with Rally, because Rally usually only helps something like a Protect ability, or maybe a buff heal, or at the very least certain effects like maybe Skittering Darkness. But in this case it actually makes an attack a quick action. Oh, and you're going to see Angel do a lot of healing, and that's because of the Sympathetic and Powered ISO weight. This E-ISO grants generosity, so buff abilities grant a small HP boost. And remember, we're using a ton of buffs in one turn. Rapture and 2 Absolutions, so that's going to heal about 15,000 HP for me. That's in addition to him providing morale boost, due to the Inspiring and Powered ISO weight. In essence, what this team up does is turn a superpowered healing and buff character into a respectable damage dealer. In fact, in a lot of cases, he can take out a target in one round. That's Angel we're talking about. That's exceptional. In fact, many battles that I had with this team were over in a blink of an eye. I purposely try to find a longer battle so I could explain things, but you'll see some of those quick wins coming up. As we finish up this one, I want to give a few more details about this team. First, I want to note that Kree Speed does stack with Follow the Lead, so as you can see we got stunned for a turn, but we still have 2 remaining. However, you can't just spam Lead the Charge. You can time it to where you can give an extra turn to Angel, but if you use it directly after Rapture, you actually just reset it. This is kind of tricky to explain, and you'll probably just have to test it out for yourself. Like I said though, I usually just use Angel for Follow the Lead. You could definitely feel free to switch it up though. Just use whoever you feel you need the most. Angel for buffs and heals, and Captain Marvel for that amazing damage. There were times where she had me saying, Havoc who? Oh, and speaking of that, you're going to see what I mean in this battle. So first we have Quicksilver, and this is a pretty good team we're facing. You've seen how well Quicksilver and Magneto can do, and it looks like they even have the Fluxing and Powered ISO weight. So that's kind of unfortunate because I did want to show Angel's damage. That's going to stop him from critting. But we'll just have to try to do our best. And we do get a lucky reality hacking proc. Also, having Captain Marvel go first certainly helps. First, I'll use Absorb Energy as a quick action, and that will absorb some of Magneto's attacks as well. Next, I'm going to use our level 1 for Rally. And speaking of Havoc's first turn KO ability, check out Captain Marvel. First attack, nearly 65,000 damage. I mean, she is no joke. And now we get to use Rapture followed by 2 Absolutions. Since their agent's next to act, we're going to focus on him. Let's see if we can do 53,000 damage with Angel in 1 round. Unfortunately, we didn't get to use the Neurotrope first, so this is going to be without any Finest Hour buffs. However, the cool thing is the first attack does help him out there. With Absolution being a quick action, he basically can set himself up. Alright, so here goes our second attack, and it does 37k non-crit. Just like that, Magneto and the enemy agent are both KO'd. So now we just have to focus on Quicksilver, and I do have the Hand of Apocalypse, and that'll help us out with that. I love the fact that you can hit someone for a lot of damage, and place off balance. Plus, we do have Close the Gap because of our empowered uniform. Alright, so here goes nothing, it's the hand, and that almost finishes him. So we need to do 1800 damage, and that's going to be pretty easy for our follow-up attack. Now we're going to move on to our final battle. It's going to be against a pretty popular team, and one you may have been curious if this team could beat. Okay, so with Captain Marvel, you know we're going to use Absorb Energy. Then we're going to focus our attack on Beast, because he is a problem. In the process, we'll give Angel Rally. Oh, and by the way, because of Rally, starting with the Light Fantastic, you can make it a quick action as well. I tell you what, it'd be really nice if the Photon Blast would one-shot Beast. He does have Savant though. But anyways, let's go ahead and target him, and they get a reality hacking proc. Well, there's nothing we can do about that one, so he's going to use the Mask of the Red Death, and then Heart of Darkness on my agent. But we get a reality hacking right back, so take that AI. Now with Angel's turn, I'm going to focus on their agent, and that's mainly because I don't want to be counterattacked by Famine. Not a great first hit, but we do pass back that contagion. Next up, it's going to be our first Absolution. Unfortunately, Beast gives everyone Epiphany, so their next attack is going to crit. I do have to say Absolution has a really low critical hit chance. But if you can use the Neurotrope before it, you not only help it with Finest Hour buffs, you can also make it a guaranteed crit. You would just have to use it as a quick action before you use Rapture. That may be something that would take some getting used to, but it would be worth it. In this case, Angel didn't take out their agent, but he's really close to death. Like I was saying, if you do get to go with your agent before Angel, then you can use the Neurotrope and set him up. Also, if you were wondering what happens if Captain Marvel goes after Angel, you can just change things up. In that case, with Angel, what I would do is use Rapture followed by Absolution. That is, unless you need a heal or you think someone may get one-shotted, then you can use his level 9. Then on Captain Marvel's turn, all you need to do is use her Absorb Energy, and then you can actually use Kree Speed. In most cases, this should set her up for 3 actions in the next round. 3 actions from this character can be absolutely devastating. So don't worry if you don't get the exact turn order that you want. It can still work out fine. Now just to go ahead and try to show you what happens with Lead to Charge, I'm going to use Brawl. So she gains Hold the Line, and everyone else gains Follow the Lead. Then next, I'll show you what happens when Angel uses his Rapture. At the same time, I should be able to take out Beast, so let's go ahead and attack him. And watch what happens when you try to spam Lead to Charge. So there you go, he gains Hold the Line. Your agent gains Follow the Lead, so it basically just resets it. And Captain Marvel gets nothing. So yeah, it just doesn't quite work out. In almost every case I reserve it for Angel. Trust me, it's just easier that way. So yeah, now the ending's kind of messed up a little bit because I was trying to stall and see how these things worked out. But we do obviously have this one well in hand. Next, the enemy rogue will take 2 actions because of Kree Speed. First, she uses Absorb Power on my agent, so she takes Scrapper Power, and she stunned him. Now I have to skip my next turn, and then it will be Captain Marvel. Oh, but first a double attack from Rogue, so there goes a Brawl, and then the Scrapper Power follow-up. Like I said, things are kind of messed up as far as the extra turns. But what we can do is another Photon Blast from Captain Marvel, and if it doesn't finish it, at least we'll gain Rally. First, apparently we have to sit through all these debuffs, and I can't wait until that option comes to skip it. Okay, so it's finally Captain Marvel's turn, and she does have Kree Speed. She has Reduced Potential, which caused Butterfingers, so she can't use any melee attacks. We somehow missed the first attack, but the second one takes Famine down to 12,000 HP. So we'll have to wait until next round to finish the battle. Of course she uses Drain Essence and gains some HP back, but it wasn't as bad as it could be. Now with my agent's turn, we do have some options. First, we can use the Light Fantastic as a quick action. Also, finally, Follow the Lead does pop up. But first, the free heal because of Captain Marvel's rally. Next, I'm going to try the Hand of Apocalypse, but unfortunately it does miss. I don't know what it's going to take to hit Famine. Let's go ahead and use an Improbability Field. If nothing else, hopefully she dies to dots. Next, on Captain Marvel's turn, we do have Absorb Energy off of cooldown, so we'll go ahead and use it. At least it boosts the damage of the next Photon Blast or Brawl, so for that reason alone it's worth using. Next, we're going to use a Photon Blast and finally end this one. So we are coming to the end of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. But before we end, watch this damage. 68k non-crit. You go, girl. And seriously, don't worry about Fashland or Fish Pro. That was just an April Fool's joke. Thank you everyone for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck and take care.